My wife cheated, but I chose to stay for the kids. It was a bad decision that led to a horrible situation. Greetings. Throwaway account for privacy reasons. My wife cheated on me 4 years ago. We have 2 daughters, 12 and 14 at the time. She had an affair with one of her friends, and it lasted 6 months. At the time, we couldn't divorce. We had a lot of debt, money issues, and 2 daughters. I decided to stay for their sake and gave up my health for them. I didn't want to reconcile. I didn't want anything to do with her, nothing. At first it was easy. She tried to make up for her cheating, therapy, good deeds, all that stuff, but I couldn't care less about her. Over time, my libido died, and I had zero interest in sex or women. I changed my job to one that paid more, which allowed me to start clearing debt faster, solve money issues, and at that time, I was planning on divorce. Years passed and I managed to solve most of the problems, and I think pretty soon I'll finally be able to leave her. She tried and begged me for years to reconcile, but I refused. I don't believe in second chances, and I don't believe that cheaters change. All I did was work, train a bit, and take care of my daughters. Naturally, my wife became depressed, changed jobs a few times, started therapy, everything, but over the years, I became indifferent. I didn't care where she was or what she did. I was only there for my daughters, and she knew that. I told her that many times. At times, we wouldn't even see each other, even though we lived in the same house. She would leave and come back after a few hours. I never asked where she went. I never cared. A recent event made me feel like I should have left sooner, but a lot of problems prevented me from doing so. We never told our daughters what happened, but I'm pretty sure they know something is really wrong because over time they only wanted to spend more time with me. They wanted me to cook, take them on trips, etc. I tried to make it 50-50 between me and my wife. If I took them on a trip, she would take them out, etc. That worked for a short while, but then I started to notice that they began resenting their mom and wanted to spend way more time with me than with her. I don't know if she told them, but I'm pretty sure she didn't because they never asked me about it. She tried to make them happy with gifts and all of that, but as they got older, that stopped working. Our daughters are really smart, athletically gifted, kind and polite, but I noticed that they are also really cold. Their hearts are in the right place, but they are really cold on the outside, and I'm pretty sure I'm the one to blame for it. I come across as a really cold and distant person, and I guess they took that from me. They are also really honest and dead serious. The younger one has a fiery temper and is impatient, while the older one only thinks about earning money through various ideas and is very athletic. Recently I got promoted and told them about it. Both of them wanted me to buy them things and take them on more expensive trips outside the country. My wife took that as a sign and tried to reconnect again, over and over. She kept trying, even though I told her many times that she and I are done. I never asked her to stay, and I never told her to stay. She stayed on her own. The main problem is that if we divorce, I'm almost certain our daughters will spend most of the time with me. They don't even listen to their mom most of the time. I really didn't want them to resent their mother, but I see now that I seriously messed up. My wife and I have a problem between us, and we tried not to let it spill over to our daughters, but it's clear now that it was a horrible decision. Update. Greetings. Recently I asked for advice here about my situation. Most of you pointed out that it's not my responsibility to fix the relationship between my soon-to-be ex-wife and my daughters, and I agree. I decided a long time ago that we were divorcing. I was just waiting to get things in order first. My original plan was to file for divorce in January or February, but I was forced to do it sooner due to what happened recently. I was out, and my younger daughter had a fight with her mom over some personal issues which won't share here, and things got really bad. When I came home, both of them were angry, and my younger daughter told me about it. I won't go into much detail to keep this post short, but I tried to fix the situation, and it only got worse. They said some pretty heavy things to each other, but things got worse when our daughter used her mother's cheating against her. To sum it up, my wife claimed she loved us, that she made a horrible mistake, and that she deserved to be treated better and with more respect. But our younger daughter yelled at her and said, "If you love us, why did you hurt Dad? Why did you leave us? Why was he more important than us?" There was no response from my wife, and my daughter started crying and ran to her room. I went to check on her, and I didn't know what to say because no matter what I said, I couldn't make things better. So I hugged her and let her cry. She then told me that she loves me and is proud of me for not leaving them. It stabbed me in the heart, and I started to cry too. She looked at me and told me she was sorry for making me sad. I was with my daughter for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. Once she calmed down, I went to the living room where my wife was. She looked really sad. I knew this had been going on way too long, so later that day I told my wife it was over. I couldn't stand seeing my daughter cry anymore, so I told my wife she needed to leave. She started crying and asked where she should go. I just told her, "Go to your friend's family, go to him, anywhere but here." She begged me for one more chance, but I told her to stop and just leave. She took some of her things and left for her parents' house the next day. Few days later we told the girls about the divorce. They handled it better than I expected. They knew, which was obvious. They didn't want to hear details about their mom's affair. I did, and it was worse than I thought, but it didn't change anything. I also told her to make the divorce as easy as possible. There was no reason to make this harder than it already was. I made it clear that I would never stop them from talking to or seeing her. They're free to do what they want. So, that's where we are at right now. They are staying with me, they made that clear. As for me, I don't think I'll date or get married again. I'm older now, and I'd like to live a calmer and hopefully happier life.